You all, we are not licensed professionals. You know, we are just here on this roller coaster called life, trying to be better friends to one another, trying to be better human beings on this planet. If you're tuning in, we are not opting out of therapy. We are not advocating that you listen to us and not see someone who is licensed and trained to help you with day-to-day life on how to cope and deal. So we advocate for therapy a lot here. We believe that everyone has something to talk to somebody about. So, just like to make that disclaimer that we're just here giving our opinions and having discussions week by week. And we're hoping that, you know, maybe you can find something useful, or if at least find a little humor in this terrible, terrible rock we call the world.
In other words, if you listen to our advice and you get popped in the mouth, don't at us.
Yeah, don't at me because you may get popped in the mouth again. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Friendship University. I'm Kristen, and as you all know, I am joined by the handsome co-host Mickey. Mickey, how you doing today?
Let's not act like we just recorded another episode like 5 seconds ago.
That's not how this works. That's not how this works at all.
We are doing a 2-for-1 special this week.
No.
So I'm doing just as good as I was in the last episode you listened to.
No, sir.
It's been about the same amount of time. Only
Why
update.
are you doing this?
Only update is I learned my cat, who you can hear Loki, which you heard in the last episode, is they can turn on my faucets now. So there goes my water bill.
There goes this episode. What are you doing, you sicko?
Why can't they do that? It's funny. We're keeping this intro. Don't you change this ambiguous mutual friend who will remain unnamed.
I'm over here dying. Your cat is literally killing me from the inside out. You are...
Killing you with love.
No, the
And-
opposite. You as well are killing me, just like him. All right, well, welcome back, because this is another week. You all will hear this week after you heard the first one. As you know, we had to record 2 episodes today, so, you know, whatever. Yeah, welcome to the new listeners. Welcome back to our oldies but our goodies. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. As you know, we drop every Friday, Friendship Fridays. And, you know, we're going to get into this discussion because I'm slowly dying and I got to get out of here as soon as possible.
You know, these episodes in my house really are like a race against time. Like, can we finish the episode first, or will Kristen like go into anaphylactic shock first?
It really is. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my absolute best. But today, I am not winning. So, yes, we're going to hop right into the conversation. As you all know, we like to do icebreakers. Questions have been hitting, so we're going to continue with that. This week, Miki, I want to ask you, when was the last time you made a friend?
This is gonna sound like super sappy. And I know you're gonna listen to this, so wipe that grin off your face. My partner, my current person I'm dating, we were really good friends before we were like in a relationship. So I would say like friendship wise, I was probably the most recent person I've like really said like, oh, this is a new friend of mine. Don't make a lot of friends, honestly. I mainly sit at my house doing nothing, watching TV, playing video games by myself with my cat. So it's like 1 friend a year, and usually I lose like 2 friends a year. So like, you know, I'm -1 a year typically. How about yourself?
Oh, wow. I think the last friend I made that's not, I wouldn't consider just an acquaintance at this point, would be last year. Last year I made a new friend, and yeah, the friendship's still ready. We talk on a pretty consistent basis, hang out pretty frequently.
Now, I will say, now if we're talking strictly just a friend, like a platonic friend, my cat. Like, honestly, like, me and him are best friends. We hang out all day, every day together. I feed him.
He kind of has no choice, though.
Yeah, my cat may have Stockholm Syndrome, but actually, no, because he was a homeless cat before I got him. So, I mean, unless he's missing the streets, which he might be, you know, once you're in the streets, you're always in the streets.
That could be why he's
Not that I've
out.
ever been in the streets. Like, let's just be clear about that. I did not grow up in the streets.
Period.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. Just wasn't my experience. But no, me and my cat are best friends. I love that little thing. That little chaotic creature that occasionally bites me.
And almost certainly tries to kill me every time I
And
come over.
turns my faucets on. Like, what? Who taught him that?
It was an act of rebellion, I'm sure.
Oh, definitely was. Like, he's probably protesting right now. Like, I moved him to the bedroom, so I wouldn't be surprised if he, like, knocks over my lamp or something.
I'm all for a good coup, so go off, Loki. Yeah. So we just wanted to talk this week about making friends as an adult. As someone who does go out, I'm kind of an extrovert to a certain extent. Sometimes I do like to recharge, but I'm pretty outgoing. I like to talk to new people and go out and experience new things, whether it be with someone or by myself. So I have gotten the question a lot of like, how do you make friends as an adult? And I think it could be a good topic because, you know, you kind of think about how you made friends as a kid. And would you say it was maybe easier for you to make friends as a kid?
Oh, hell yeah. Actually, no. Because what I consider a friend today is not what I would have considered a friend back in the day. So I would say as far as genuine friendships, as far as like building like that genuine like connection with someone, I would say I'm a lot better about it now. But that's only because I'm more authentically myself.
I mean, yeah, it's easier to make friends as kids because your ideals and your responsibilities, your interests, all of that was like different. A lot of friendships spun out of proximity. A lot of friendships we maintained through maybe like high school and even into our early adult years. Were still those friendships out of like proximity, but you held on to them because of loyalty or whatever reason. So yeah, I mean, I think as adults we have some inhibitions about making friends because we have more life experience,
right?
And we've lived with ourselves longer. We become more critical of ourselves. We continue sometimes to internalize, you know, maybe negative things that others have said about us. On the back end of that, we know ourselves better. So we know what we're looking for when we are communicating or kind of like building relationships with people. And yeah, I guess it could be give or take because there are some kids who don't make friends easily, for sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm not, as I always say, my stories and stuff like that are my experience. So not everyone's there wasn't a gold rule or whatever, gold standard of an answer. I'm sure in most cases it is easier to make friends as a child. Don't have as many responsibilities, you know, the trauma hasn't really kicked in yet. So I'm sure you're very carefree, very, you know, just eager to hang out and stuff like that. But as far as like, not to say I don't have high school friends still, but like the friends, most of my closest friends now are friends I met way after I was a child.
Yeah.
Most. Not to say that don't some exist, but majority of them are friends that I met like when I was like 20 plus.
So as someone who likes to be in the house and be by themselves, how did you come about making new friends as you got older?
It comes from different places. I would say most of my friends come from work. Like me, you, and our unnamed mutual friend who's sitting between us still playing their Switch. Because once again, it's still the same week. So
we have
today-
things. I will not be here next week, so
I know.
Thank you. You're welcome for continuing to get another episode, and we didn't skip.
They wouldn't have missed us, but it's fine. I'm kidding. I would have missed you though. But anyway, so like most of it's work. That being said, well, I do joke about like loving being at the house, which I mean, there's a hint of truth in every joke. I do love being at my house. It's very peaceful in here. Well, except for when the cat likes to tear up my shit. But anyway, I do like going out, and while I'm not an extrovert in the sense of like I'm not really big on walking up to someone random and starting a conversation. I am pretty good about like continuing a conversation. So, you know, either a mutual friend would introduce us, or like they would come up to me and say something, or like compliment my shirt, or like ask me how I was doing, or whatever. I'm better about that kind of stuff. Where you know I've had friendships start that way. Additionally, if I could talk today. Another place I really found friends and actually met one of my really closest friends from was social media. I have a really good friend named Tyler, the only Tyler I've met who's not been a complete menace.
Oh my God.
Tyler's have it out for me. Every Tyler I've met has tried to come for my
Tylers,
neck.
apology to any Tylers that are listening, but the Tylers that I have encountered have been trash.
Ooh, my goodness. Like, I can count the number of Tylers I like on 2 fingers. Sorry for any third Tylers, but it's okay because none of you know exactly what Tyler I'm referring to, so you can fight that out yourselves. But I'm trying to think about that. Sorry, my brain just like shut off.
Okay. You were talking about a really close friend you actually met on social media.
Oh yeah, one of my really close friends who I met on social media, his name is Tyler, which I guess you've gathered that by now. I literally messaged him about like Above and Beyond. Love You Above and Beyond. I met him because we were going to the same festival, and I was like, "Hey, like I'm going to this festival with my other friend. We don't know anything about this place." And he was like, "Oh yeah," he was super friendly and like helpful, and we've been friends since 2019. He actually came out to Atlanta with his girlfriend to visit me and hang out, which was really awesome. I was supposed to go out there this summer, but life. So I'm gonna try to go out there a little bit later in the year. But yeah, so it comes from different places, honestly. You know, what works for me may not work for you.
It may not, but I think it's interesting that you brought up social media because I know some people who would be like opposed to that, but I'm a proponent for like reaching out and asking. I mean, I think what we have on our side as adults, if you want to pursue something, even, you know, something like a friendship with someone, is you don't have to worry about getting picked on in the sense of like we're not in a schoolyard. You don't have to like say I want to be your friend and then have to worry about in gym class, oh my God, you said you wanted to be my friend, or school dances or whatever, however they pick on kids these days. I mean, in most cases, like, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna go home. I probably never have to talk to you again in most instances unless we work together, and even then I only have to talk to you professionally, and if you can't handle me talking to you professionally, then that says more about you than it does about me. You know what I mean? So I have reached out to people on social media, not in the instance of like wanting to be friends initially, but just people that I maybe thought were like cool and could help me in certain scenarios. Like you said, going somewhere, they seem to know a lot about this particular event or scenario or place that I'm visiting. So, you know, I reach out. Sometimes they're receptives, and some of them have turned into like, you know, friends in loose sense. Some of them have turned into acquaintances. Some of them were just weird, because I'm not gonna lie, like I have hit up like 1 or 2 people, and even like in person, because I, you know, used to be a part of a scene here in Atlanta and like go out a lot and do things when I was doing my freelance work and stuff like that. And like the art scene in Atlanta is largely small. So we were running in a lot of the same circles, and I would see people on a consistent basis, and I would like be like, hey, what's up? And like try to start a conversation, and they were all like, or I would say, oh, I'm a fan of your work. I like XYZ. And I guess they would take that as like I'm fangirling or something. And it's like, how can I be thirsty, bitch? Your well is dry. Like, what are you talking about? But I don't internalize when someone does off the wall stuff like that because I know my intentions. I know where I'm coming from. But you just can't let that stop you from saying what you want to say and doing what you want to do. Like, if you see someone on social media, and even like, it doesn't have to be someone, it could be page. Like, Instagram has a page for everything. Like, there are so many ATL pages about ATL bikers, ATL hikers, ATL foodies. I'm sure a lot of cities have like meetup Instagram pages. You can look at those, see what interests you. Go out, mix and mingle. Yeah, do meetups. I've done a couple of meetups before just to like find people with similar interests and like hang out. I'm not looking for any new best friends per se, but you know what I'm saying? I like meeting new people and hanging out and having different experiences. So if you're someone who wants to actually make friends, I mean, you have to first show yourself friendly. You got to get out there and like do it. And social media, I would say, is one of those ways. Work.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely.
Like you said as well.
Trauma bonding.
Some people are opposed to work friends, and we have an episode on work friends if you want to go listen to it and see what our stance on that is. But yeah, it's it could be a proximity thing sometimes, like school, work. Just test it. Like, yeah, it can start out really surface level and you're just talking, but if you notice someone has similar interests as you, they, you know, kind of seem like someone you can get along with, and why not try to like test it out? And I mean, even like if you're in school and you're an adult and maybe you're doing schooling a non-conventional way, like you live off campus and you only come on campus to go to class, you're not really a part of any of the organizations or anything. Again, with people in your class, you can look for that. Look for people with similar interests. I know some people who became friends. They were adults, like full-fledged, like in their grown years, and they were doing like postgraduate studies and stuff like that. And they became friends with their professors.
Oh yeah, yeah. I have a few friends who have like became better friends with their professors. Never myself though, because I don't like any of my professors. No offense, any of my professors.
I've never become friends with any of my professors. I mean, I've talked to them outside of class, but I was never really.
I was in the door. I was out the door. I was like, okay, bet I'm out.
Got that head, that bread.
Then leave.
Peace out.
But yeah, making friends as an adult's hard, honestly. I mean, that probably goes against what I just said earlier about it being a little bit easier for me. I know other people's struggles they have with it. I know it can be difficult. I'm not going to say like, oh, yeah, I make a friend all the time. Like, yeah, it's so easy. I'm not going to say like it's always been easy. Like, this is years of slowly wouldn't be an episode if I didn't get tongue-tied. Slowly accepting myself. And, yeah, you just got to get out there and just show some face. You can't make friends at the house. I mean, that also goes against what I just said earlier because I literally met Tyler on social media.
But you reached out.
Don't listen to me on this episode. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about.
You can't. Okay, I guess what you're trying to say is you can't not do anything.
There you go. Right. You can't just sit here and watch Netflix and
hope that Netflix will recommend a friend.
Wouldn't that be nice though? Like people in your area watching the episode with you. Let me stop before Netflix steals my money.
Okay,
Netflix, you hear
X that out.
Keep it in there so we can take it as to court.
That's another thing too. Something you can do at home outside of social media. There are friend apps.
Yeah, but something I've realized with friend apps, or actually I haven't experienced this personally because I haven't really used a friend app like Bumble BFF or whatever. I just hear horror stories about it. Is that either A, people on those like best friend apps can be kind of flaky, or they actually want to hook up secretly. I'm not saying like it's not possible to meet a friend on there, but I would say have no expectations walking into it.
I've never used a friend app either, but maybe
I would prefer a meetup.
Yeah,
Meetup's probably a better option because Bumble BFF is basically like dating for friends, and people are weird. I don't know if the last time you've been on a dating app, but it's pretty fucking awful.
So yeah, I I've never been on a dating app, but I've heard horror stories for sure.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, I had faith that maybe a friend app, at least. You niggas is weird. Like, why y'all gotta take a friend app and be weird about it? Like, let people just want to be friends. That's what you gotta know, people's intentions when you go out here. That's why I like meetups and stuff. You're going to a place of your choosing, of an interest that you know you like. You know what I mean? Like, if you know you don't like to drink, don't go to a bar meetup.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to find people who you probably are going to vibe with. So.
No, that really helps, though. Like, one, it helps break the ice, because I know it can be kind of awkward to be like,
yeah,
I don't know what to say. Hi, my name is Mick. So, like, having that mutual, like, ground. Be like, oh, yeah, this is, like, a hiking meetup, or, like, this is a video game meetup, or Pokemon, or whatever the case may be. My brain is like a 1980s Dell computer today. It just be shutting off. I'm so tired. I was halfway through that sentence and it just went boo-doo. Yeah, making friends can be tricky. Absolutely. Once again, my brain is shutting off. So take us away, friend. I think it's time to end this episode. I am so tired.
Oh, well, they would know why you retired if you hadn't said that we recorded.
I feel like it helps my case though now. Now they won't think I'm just like, losing brain cells. Which I mean, me and my 4 remaining brain cells.
I'm having a party.
Having a good ass time.
Mm-hmm.
We're really vibing together. But
I think another opportunity can be like mutual friends, and someone, I know that there are some people out there like, I have my circle of friends and I don't like to make those circles, interact and like overlap. I like have people over here, and like, why you gotta keep people a secret? Like, if you feel like people gonna vibe, have a get together, have a little, you know what I'm saying, little shindig. People can make friends with your friends. Like, you don't have to worry about them not wanting to be your friend anymore or anything like that. Like, introduce them and just see. I have friends that I've introduced to have become friends, and I'm like, yeah, you become friends. Yeah, you make friends. I want people to like find people that they can vibe and get along with, and like have people in your corner, and also to look for people in your community, like outside of interest, but like people who can actually relate to you on a level of what you go through on a day-to-day basis,
like support groups and stuff.
Yeah, and that could be a good way to find someone who can be a long-term friend for sure. We just want everyone out here to be friendly and be vibing and have a good time. So, final thoughts on making friends as an adult.
Just get out there. It's I make it sound so simple. I know it's not, but like anything in life, you just gotta try. Mm-hmm. Friendships, relationships, that job, that cat that you don't know if you want. Just give it a shot. just do it, like Shia LaBeouf always tells us.
Wow. Yeah, just put yourself out there and know that in any situation, it starts with self-evaluation. Your own intentions will draw in the intentions of other individuals. So if you genuinely want to make friends, then show yourself friendly. If you're one of those weirdos who are secretly just trying to find people to hook up with,
just say that.
Yeah.
You never know.
You really never know. But if you want to make friends, there is always going to be a certain level of vulnerability that comes with any relationship. And so you have to be willing to put yourself out there and be vulnerable in order to see what's possible. Absolutely. So get out today. Get out this weekend. Friendship Fridays is about making friends. It's about showing your friends that they're important. All that jazz. So if you're trying to make friends, we implore you. We are challenging you to do something to put yourself out there this weekend and try to make a new friend.
That's right, girl. You post your nudes on Twitter.
No.
Not the message?
That's not where we were going with
You might make a friend that way, though.
I don't think you're going to make the friend you want to make, though. If you're looking for a platonic friend, I'm gonna just put myself on the limb and say that's not the way to do it.
Like I said, don't listen to me in this episode. I was no help to this.
But if you want to post a nude, post that thirst trap.
Don't tag us.
Just don't get mad when people try to drink from the well. Yeah. So we're out. You can follow us on Instagram, Friendship University. We're also on Twitter. We need our Twitter count up, you know. Like, I'm doing my best. I'm managing every social media because, as you can tell, Mickey, he ain't shit. And, like, I'm just out here, like, just trying to do my best. But if y'all tweet me, it will probably encourage me to, like, be more active on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. We're on Twitter at Funny Podcast. That's FUNI Podcast. You can also email us with any topics or anything you want to discuss or any feedback that you have about the topics we've gone over. The Friendship University Podcast at gmail.com. Leave us a rating. It's a really easy way to support the podcast, and it'll enable us to continue to be able to give you the content that you're coming here for week after week. So until next Friday, we're saying peace out.
See ya. Have a good time at Comic-Con.
Thank you. Bye.